Wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good to have a big family? Oh, thank you, Mitochondria.
On September 8, 2025, employees at a Hollywood tow yard made a discovery that would send shockwaves through the music industry and break a mother's heart. The smell hit them first, that unmistakable odor of death emanating from a sleek Tesla Model X that had been sitting in their lot for days. When police arrived and opened the front trunk, they found the decomposed remains of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, stuffed inside a plastic bag. The car was registered to D4VD, a 20-year-old viral sensation whose songs about love and heartbreak had millions of streams. But this wasn't a song. This was real life, and a young girl was dead. Before we dive into this heartbreaking case, if you're new to Shadow Crime, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss when we upload. Trust me, you'll want to stay updated on cases like this.
An investigation into the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas continues as the LA County Medical Examiner confirms her remains have now been released to her family for memorial services. This more than 2 weeks after Rivas's dismembered and decomposing body was found at a tow yard inside a Tesla registered to singer David.
She wasn't just a statistic or a headline. She was a 13-year-old girl from Lake Elsinore, California, about 90 minutes outside of Los Angeles. Her family described her as bright, caring, and full of life. She loved music, she loved fashion, and like so many teenagers today, she spent time on social media. But somewhere along the way, that online world became dangerous for Celeste in ways her family couldn't have imagined. Celeste had a troubled pattern. She ran away from home multiple times throughout 2024. Security footage from March 19 shows her near a liquor store close to her family home at just after 7 a.m., wearing a black hoodie and white pants, alternating between walking and running down the street. She looked scared. She looked like she was running toward something, or maybe away from something. Then on April 5, 2024, her mother officially reported her missing. Celeste was just 13 years old. But here's where the story gets complicated. Before Celeste disappeared, her mother told investigators that her daughter had been dating someone named David. She'd never actually met this David, never seen his face, but Celeste had mentioned him. And according to Celeste's teacher at Lakeland Village Middle School, this wasn't just any David. This was D4VD, the rapper from LA who Celeste had met online. The teacher said Celeste had actually run away to Hollywood to be with him once before, and police had brought her back to school. Then she disappeared again.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, and then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Think about that for a second. A 13-year-old middle school student running away to Hollywood to be with a musician she met online. And this wasn't just some random person. This was David Anthony Burke, professionally known as D4VD, a rising star in the music industry who was 20 years old at the time of her disappearance. So who exactly is D4VD? Born March 28, 2005, in Queens, New York, David Anthony Burke moved to Houston, Texas when he was 13. He started out as a Fortnite streamer on YouTube, just another kid trying to go viral. But in 2022, something clicked. He released 2 singles, Here With Me and Romantic Homicide, and they absolutely exploded on TikTok. We're talking millions of views, record deals with Darkroom and Interscope Records, and suddenly this shy, quiet kid from Houston was touring the world. He became a content creator for 100 Thieves, one of the biggest gaming and lifestyle brands out there. His whole vibe was this genre-blending, emotional music that Gen Z connected with. He seemed like he had it all. But behind the scenes, something else was happening. And this is where you need to pay close attention because the timeline here is disturbing. According to reports, Celeste met D4VD when she was just 12 years old. Let that sink in for a moment. 12. And if the messages on D4VD's Discord server are really from her, then their interactions go back even further to 2022, when Celeste would have been only 11 years old. 11. And those messages, they were described as flirtatious. By January 2024, there's video evidence of them together. They filmed a live stream, the two of them, just hanging out like it was normal.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? It was good to have a big family. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria. Appreciate you.
Celeste was 13. D4VD was 19. But here's the thing that makes this even more twisted. D4VD's friends, the people in his circle, they all thought Celeste was 19 years old. Some of them believed she was a student at USC. She had multiple fake IDs, confirmed by law enforcement, that got her into clubs, parties, age-restricted events. She was being seen with D4VD at these places, and nobody questioned it because she looked older, she acted older, and she had the IDs to back it up. They even had matching tattoos. Both of them had the word shush tattooed on their right index fingers, like some kind of secret between them. And then there's a song. In December 2023, an unreleased D4VD track leaked on SoundCloud titled Celeste Demo on Fin. Listen to these lyrics. Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Does that sound like a casual friendship to you? Because it doesn't to me. This was a song about obsession, about possession almost. And remember, when this song leaked in December 2023, Celeste was still 13 years old, a child. Now I want you to think about what grooming actually looks like, because this case has all the hallmarks. An older person befriending a young girl online, creating a relationship that feels special, that feels like love, isolating her from a family, making her feel mature, grown up, different from other kids her age, giving her access to adult spaces. And then what? We don't know yet, but we know how this story ends. After Celeste was reported missing on April 5th, 2024, months went by with no answers. Her family was desperate. Her mother had no idea where her daughter was, only that she had mentioned someone named David. Imagine being that parent, knowing your 13-year-old child is out there somewhere with an adult man you've never met. The helplessness must have been unbearable. Meanwhile, D4VD was living his life. He was on tour, performing for thousands of fans, posting on social media, living the dream. If he knew where Celeste was, he never said a word. And here's what makes this so chilling. While her family was searching, while missing person reports were filed, while her mother was probably lying awake every night wondering if her daughter was alive, Celeste may have already been dead, decomposing in the trunk of that Tesla. Let's talk about that Tesla for a minute, because the timeline here is crucial. On August 26, 2025, almost 5 months after Celeste went missing, the Tesla Model X registered to D4VD was first towed in Hollywood. Then on September 3rd, just days before the discovery, an officer issued a citation for the vehicle for violating a 72-hour parking ordinance. Think about that. A cop walked right past that car, wrote a ticket, and had no idea there was a dead girl inside. 2 days later, the car was towed again to a Hollywood tow yard. And this is where it gets real. On September 8th, employees at the tow yard started noticing a smell. Not just any smell, but that distinctive, horrific odor of human decomposition. They called the police at 12:20 p.m., and when officers opened the front trunk as Tesla owners call it, they found Celeste. Her body was stuffed inside a plastic bag, severely decomposed. The medical examiner would later state that she appeared to have been deceased inside that vehicle for an extended period of time. Some reports even mention the remains were dismembered, though that hasn't been fully confirmed. September 8 was also one day after Celeste's 15th birthday. Let that hit you. She turned 15, and the next day her body was found. She was wearing the same shirt she had on in a viral video that had been circulating online. The same clothes. Like time had just stopped for her. The police moved fast after the discovery. On September 17th, 9 days after finding Celeste, detectives served a search warrant on the Hollywood Hills property where D4VD had been staying.
New details have emerged in the investigation into the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Following the September 8th discovery of the 15-year-old's body in the front trunk of a Tesla that was registered to singer David, detectives served a search warrant for the Hollywood Hills property where the vehicle was near before it was towed to a local impound lot, according to the Los Angeles Times. Law enforcement sources with knowledge of the case, but not authorized to speak publicly, told the outlet that investigators recovered various items from the Sunset Boulevard home, including electronics and...
They were looking for blood evidence, any sign of what happened to this girl. Neighbors said they'd seen D4VD with Celeste regularly, all the time actually. One neighbor told reporters they thought the two were just young kids, maybe 18 or 19, just a normal couple. But nothing about this was normal. D4VD immediately canceled the rest of his tour. A deluxe version of his album that was supposed to drop never came out. He was dropped from his record label, pulled from festival lineups. He moved out of his Hollywood home. And through all of this, he has not said one single word publicly. Not a statement, not a denial, not an explanation. Nothing. Complete silence. Now here's where we stand today. No arrests have been made. No charges have been filed. D4VD has not been officially named as a suspect, though let's be honest, the circumstantial evidence is overwhelming. The cause of death is still listed as deferred, pending toxicology results. Lab tests are still being processed. Until those results come back, investigators are treating this as a death investigation rather than officially calling it a homicide, even though everything about this screams foul play. The autopsy did confirm one thing, though. Celeste was not pregnant when she died, which had been one of the rumors circulating online. Her body was released to her family on September 23rd.
An investigation into the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas continues as the LA County Medical Examiner confirms her remains have now been released to her family for memorial services.
And they held her funeral in early October. A GoFundMe raised over $14,000 to help with burial costs. Her brother Matthew told reporters the family was struggling to cope, trying to stay positive even though their world had been shattered. But let me take you back to something really important here. TMZ executive producer Charles Letterbodier made a statement that I think cuts right to the heart of this. He said it was very clear that Celeste's mother did not sign off on this alleged relationship between her daughter and D4VD. She didn't approve. She didn't know the extent of it. And even if somehow Celeste convinced people she was older, even if she had fake IDs and looked 19, that doesn't change the facts. She was a child. She was 13 when she went missing. And any adult in that situation has a responsibility to verify, to question, to do the right thing. Singer Baby Tate posted on X saying her heart ached for Celeste's mother. She wrote, "I can't imagine the complete nightmare this past year and a half has already been for her, only for the absolute worst outcome you could imagine to be the way it ends. I pray her family gets true justice." And that's what this comes down to, isn't it? Justice for Celeste. So let me ask you some questions, and I really want you to think about these. At what point does an adult have the responsibility to verify the age of someone they're in a relationship with, especially when that person looks young enough to still be in high school? If D4VD really believed Celeste was 19, why were there Discord messages going back to 2022 when she was 11? Why did he write a song about her being obsessed with him when she was 13? And perhaps the biggest question of all, if he had nothing to do with her death, why hasn't he said anything? Why the complete silence? This case represents something bigger than just one tragedy. It's about how predators use online platforms to access children. It's about how fame and money can create situations where people look the other way. It's about a mother who tried to protect her daughter but lost her anyway. And it's about a 15-year-old girl who never got the chance to grow up, to graduate high school, to fall in love with someone her own age, to live. The investigation is ongoing. Toxicology results are still pending. And somewhere out there, someone knows what happened to Celeste Rivas in those final moments. If you have any information about this case, contact the Los Angeles Police Department immediately. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Shadow Crime, and hit that notification bell. Share this story. Keep Celeste's name alive. And let's hope that justice, real justice, is finally served. I'll see you in the next one.